Up next on Live It Up, it is Michael Shapot, and he is with Keller Williams, and I'm so excited to have him here. I've been trying to get you on the show for about a year now, and you finally said yes. You've been busy, right?
Really busy.
Super busy. We barely can even like email back and forth. What's been happening in the residential real estate market?
Real estate market is schizophrenic.
Okay.
More personalities than Sybil.
Okay.
So neighborhood by neighborhood, it changes. I will say the high end of the market is sort of quiet. It's great to be a buyer. Low end of the market is on fire, and things are selling at bidding war quickly. Neighborhood changes. Different things are going on.
Okay.
So,
what got you involved in the real estate market? How did you get? Why did you say yes that this was going to be your path?
I am a reformed, recovering, non-practicing lawyer.
Okay.
And while I practiced, I did a lot of residential real estate work, and I realized that my skills were more in the real estate field. And so one day I was a lawyer, and the next day I put on my real estate broker hat, and it was a very easy transition for me.
People like working with you. What makes working with you a little different? You're not your average. In fact, you even say that you don't sell homes.
No.
You do something a little different for your clients.
I'm a businessman.
Okay.
And I treat my business like a business. Most real estate brokers are home sellers. I'm a businessman, and so it's marketing, it's pricing, it's more than opening the door and saying welcome to 340 West 86th Street. It is figuring out a target audience and appealing to that audience and making sure that my buyers' needs are met. It's different.
One of the things that I loved when I first met you is that there was a house that was on the market for a very, very, very long time. It wasn't showing well in pictures. And you went in with a great creative idea and you moved that home. Can you walk us through that situation really quick?
So one of my favorite things to do is work with homeowners in properties that aren't selling. They're called expireds.
Okay.
So a listing is with
They're
a
just
broker.
dead. They've expired.
They've expired.
Okay.
And I bring them back to life. Often they're not marketed properly. I will ask, is it the market or is it the marketing? Is it the market or the market? And it's almost always the marketing.
Okay.
The property needs to look a certain way to attract the right audience who will spend the most money for it. And it's my job to make sure that the property is just that. And often it's tweaking things slightly. It might be staging a home for sale. It might be recognizing that the target audience wasn't connecting with the property some way, and I need to make sure that that connection happens. Somebody walks in and has an emotional connection to a home because people buy emotionally. And it is my job to make sure that that happens.
One of the things was curb appeal. They had a beautiful iron gate, right? But see, I remembered it.
You do remember.
I do. I remember the nuances of that entire thing that you put together. So the curb appeal was wrong. It was uninviting, so curb appeal is important.
Total.
One of the other things that I know that you helped that family with is that they were an older couple. They were looking to downsize, but here they had this large home. So you made one of the rooms a nursery. So you changed things around and it brought new life to that property.
That's what you need to do. Recognize that the target audience was a family in this instance. You remembered the gate. It looked like a prison.
It was scary.
And it was a beautiful home. It was also a home that was geared toward an adult couple that the house was museum-like, and it was beautiful, but it was not inviting to somebody who might have little kids. And so we made it inviting by not spending a lot of money, but by staging it so that a family could envision themselves there. We brought in some tennis rackets and some balls, a football, a volleyball, so that people could envision what it might be like. The yard, which was manicured and gorgeous, we stuck a tetherball court in there so that people could imagine kids playing in the yard. And I think it made all the difference. We sold the property in record time.
Amazing. The other thing I love about what you do at Keller Williams, in particular from your branch, is that you do like these little lifestyle vignettes, these little portraits where sometimes you'll hire an actress and you'll do like a 360, like a day in a life of what it would be like at that property?
Ultimately, we are selling lifestyle.
Okay.
And ultimately, people will pay when they have an emotional attachment. So when you think about TV commercials, for example, and automobile commercials, they don't list the horsepower and they list what it will feel like to drive in that car. Similarly, with respect to homes, I'm not necessarily thinking about square footage. I'm thinking about how a family will envision themselves, or a household will envision themselves in a particular home. And that all goes to lifestyle. So it's telling a story so that people can imagine what it would be like living there. And that can be in terms, we tell that story with pictures, we tell that story with words, we tell the story with video. And we've been incredibly effective doing it that way.
Yeah, you have been. People are raving about your success and all the things and the ways that you've helped people. In fact, you know, I do know this, that although you don't want to publicize this too much, if there was a need 24/7, somebody can reach out to you. They can text you. They could call you, because you recently had a closing, and a gentleman had a stroke and wasn't able to find the escrow check. And you actually went with permission and found the escrow check, and you made the. I mean, you go to extraordinary lengths, and that's why I wanted to have you on the show. I wanted to celebrate the way you do what you do.
It's funny. On many respects, I am a driven businessman, and it's business, quick. Let's make some decisions, but ultimately, I'm in this business to help people, and it feels great to do that. And when my clients need me, they can count on me.
Any other tips or advice that you would like me to share with our audience?
Lots of people think that they can buy a home or sell a home on their own, and certainly to sell a home, to throw an ad in the penny saver, or to put something online, you absolutely can do that. To buy a home, you can go online and look for it. But so much can happen, and a broker is so valuable to have. Good brokers especially are worth every penny, because they help avoid problems, and invariably a residential transaction is fraught with landmines that can go off at any time, and somebody needs professional guidance. It's worth it.
And you're there to guide them.
That's my job.
Michael, thank you so much for visiting with us. It's just been a
so great
pleasure.
To be here.
And
thank you.
And
thank you,
I
thank
love
you.
the way you do things. So stay tuned for more on Live It Up. Michael Keller Williams, go there.